Of it, but 2-1.
How did it go?
The baseball?
Yeah.
So you want me to tell you my story about that? So I'm not in charge of youth sports, but there should be a rule against 3-day tournaments, in my opinion.
Yeah.
And 4 games is plenty. So, not to belabor it, but the last game they played, both teams are exhausted physically and not sleep deprived, all that stuff. And my grandson's team lost on the last play. Basically, they were up by 1. There was a third strike, but the ball came out, and unfortunately, an overthrow by a really great kid and a great good player. But anyway, so the other team scored the runs, and I've never seen so many guys throwing gloves and crying. And I'm like, this is not what youth sports are about. So, anyway, fortunately, the people who were the kids are great. And, they all bounce back. But oh my God, it was so bad. Felt so sorry for them.
Can I ask you a couple of roster questions?
Yeah, roster.
Cody Fox, Tegan Davis no longer on the roster. Are they?
No, Tegan is. Yeah,
Tegan's on?
Yeah, he made it.
He's
yeah.
back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He hadn't been listed on
cleared medically, which I don't say it's a miracle, but it was a long shot. Like, he was really fighting a tough battle. But he got cleared this summer, and based on this past month, looks like he's going to be ready to go. So
Great.
Yeah, it's good.
But Cody's
not. Yeah, Cody decided to walk away from football, and great kid.
Okay.
I think you were the 13th straight coach to praise the commissioner. Is this something that coach has talked about?
Not that I'm aware of, and we didn't get an ultimatum either from Tony. But no, I think it's probably, I'm guessing 13 coaches feel the same as I do. He's been a really impressive guy. Just talking to AJ Eads about it. He's just an immensely impressive person. He's an excellent communicator, and I think he represents our conference in a really tremendous way. And, certainly has done his homework, and he's a great listener on top of it, which I think the best leaders I've been around have that ability, and he certainly has that. And he's way smarter than all of us together. Not just he's one of those guys, but he's been tremendous.
This playoff proposal doesn't seem to jibe with what a lot of the rest of the country wants. Do you have any strong opinions about it?
I thought it sounded great, me personally. I think it makes a lot of sense. Opportunity for a couple teams to host games postseason, and to have a chance to play in. I mean, what's wrong with that? I don't think it's bad at all, and I think it'll be great for fan interest too for our conference. So I think it's a really positive thing. Ironically, it kind of falls back to, I think it was kicked around back in 20, during the pandemic year. I think we talked about that.
Yeah.
Having a crossover games.
Yep.
And ours got canceled.
Michigan.
But yeah, I mean, why not? If we're going to do this, why not? And I mean, it's clear that we've expanded the playoff concept. So, to me, the more teams are involved, the better.
What is the selection process for, like, Cohen and Ethan and Logan? I'm just curious because Cohen,
Sure.
He's made one career start. Like, how?
Yep, we let our leadership group vote. I've learned a few things over the years, and so it used to be the coaches and players, and but I've just basically thrown it to our leadership group. They vote and let them select who they want to represent them, and there's no hidden messages, or it doesn't mean anybody's in the doghouse and that stuff. That's who the guys voted for, and I think it speaks to Cohen in particular. Speaks to who he is. He's a guy that has just impressed everybody in the program. He's got a great attitude, great work ethic. Obviously had to fight through a tough injury, a significant injury. He did it in record time. So, I think we're all optimistic he'll play really well for us this year. He's one of the guys I was talking about that hasn't played a lot, but I think is capable of playing great. And on top of it, he's just a great leader and a great young man.
Do you have any other injuries going into camp that are going to prevent guys from being ready, or are you guys pretty healthy?
Yeah, I think overall, not too bad. We've had a couple soft tissue things last 5 weeks, 6 weeks. Fortunately, upswing on both the guys I'm thinking about. Visited with Cammy about it yesterday, and I think overall pretty good shape. Obviously, Drew Campbell, and then on the flip side, Will Nolan had medical issues that happened in spring, so they're both still on the recovery trail, and I think Drew will probably be ready sometime in September, and Will's probably about a month or two behind that. He's missed a lot of time, but those are not guys we're counting on. But you want them out in the field practice, and that's where they want to be. But anyway, so yeah, I think compared to years past, I think we're really in pretty good shape right now.
How has Cohen how has he kind of earned that respect from Jimmy? Again, one
Just
career start. I know we've heard a lot.
Same
of
guy
stuff
every day. I
behind the scenes.
mean, everybody knows the hustle player everybody talks about, but that's who he is every day. He just shows up and works. He's got a great attitude. He was the same way when we recruited him. He's just a tremendous person. Got great parental support, and yeah, he's a great young guy. And then all the players just think the world of him because he works every day. He is what you hope a player will be.
3 more questions for Coach?
Lots to talk about Mark Gronowski right now. But, I mean, you brought another transfer quarterback in Hecklinski. I guess I know he wasn't around in the spring, but what are your impressions?
I'm guessing you guys have connected the dots between Warren and Jeremy. But, Warren's joined our program. We've got tremendous respect for him too. He's been just a great addition, and like he's a football guy. Like he just loves football, and both both of us have great respect, I think, for him with Tim and I, in terms of Warren's grasp and feel. So, Warren felt confident that Jeremy could come in and compete at this level. He'd worked with him for a year, so he's been a great addition. Again, we haven't, just like Mark, haven't seen him really run our team, but you get both him, and then we're really pleased with Hank too. Hank's done a great job in 7+ months. So, compared to a year ago, the whole room or the last 2 years, we've got a much healthier room, I think, right now. And what I talked about in there about how our team develops in August, all 3 of those guys will be a big part of that because we really haven't seen them. Hank practiced 15 times in the spring, but he'll be a lot better in August than he was. And he was good in the spring. I'm not trying to say it wasn't good, but I'm curious to see what his growth is too, because all 3 of them are what you're looking for at that position. They just got the right attitude and the work ethic and all that.
Can you retell the Logan Jones coming in as defensive lineman, the switch, and kind of how you've seen that whole progression go?
Yeah, and I screwed that up too. Full disclosure. In that we moved him in the spring. I think it was January or maybe in the spring, but should have done that in December like we did with Tyler Linderbaum. And part of my job obviously is even though I talked to her about taking care of today, but I got to look down the road a little bit. And during that time period, just didn't see somebody that seemed like the natural next center for us. Whereas same thing with Linderbaum. That's why we moved him over there. And we felt like we could afford to. He wasn't doing a bad job on defense, but we felt like we could afford it, and he was open to it. So I wish we had done it in December because that would have been another 15 practices for him to get used to it. But he's overcome that late start, and he's done very well.
You brought in 2 defensive tackles out of the portal.
Yeah.
Just where those guys are, I know they haven't had a whole lot of reps with you guys. And secondly, bringing in transfer portal into your guys' program, do you see culture shock? Is it finding that right fit? Just you've been doing it more and more here recently. Just what that is coming into the Iowa program.
Yeah, I think if we've learned one thing, it's the more you can get players that. It's just like recruiting high school players. You want to get guys that are going to have a chance to really fit in what we do and how we do it. And both those guys have done a great job. So they're 2 different stories in that Jonah's a 5th-year guy or a 6th-year guy, whatever he is, but he's a grad transfer. So he's older and he'll help us. There's no question about that. And then on the other hand, Bryce is a little bit younger, and the only thing he isn't is tall. But neither is Noah Shannon, neither is Mike Daniels. We're right down the list. We're not big on that. But I'll tell you, he's got a great attitude, and he's a really good football player. So I'm really confident both those guys are going to really help us this year. They're going to play a lot of football, and that was kind of our approach. We looked at a couple spots where we really needed to address our depth issues, and both those guys are exactly what we were hoping for, just like the quarterback. So we've been lucky that way, and you hope you bring guys in that are excited about coming too. And that's the other part of it. And both those guys, they think they're in the best place ever, which is great. And that's how we wanted to feel.
Okay, thank you.